Hi, this is Debbie. I'm back with part 2 of the tour of my scrap room. And we just went over all my shelves. These are miscellaneous pieces, parts of seam binding that I've had for years, various pieces of ribbon that aren't that long that just need a place to live. You know, I have all my flowers here. I don't have a whole lot of flowers. I have my I Am Roses and my Mild Orchid Crafts in boxes up here. I don't have that many of those. Like I have my bling there, and when I cut, if I have scraps and I cut out shapes, I just throw them in that box. I've got beads in there. I've got all my adhesives in this basket. You can't really see that much, but I've labeled everything, trying to keep it consistent. And the color theme in here, I wanted rust and black and splashes of turquoise. I have Silhouette. I have my Silhouette Cameo, and I had a Silhouette SD before the Cameo came out. I just love it. And so I've cut a lot of shapes, and I do a whole page at a time and then just save the rest. I have all my stickles in there. I have my brads and buttons in there. Let's see. That's what, it's kind of a mishmash in there of all kinds of stuff. And then I have my Tim Holtz dies in there. I have alphabets in there. I found I wasn't using them because I had them put away in a binder and I wasn't using them. So I bought this at Michael's, and now I have alphabet stickers in there. And then let's see. Of course, my trusty MacBook Pro. And even though I have the Silhouette, I have a Cuttlebug to cut heavier pieces, chipboard and cardboard and stuff with my other dies. There's my Cameo, which I just absolutely love, love, love. And then we'll go over to my closet, which doesn't have the light on, so we have to turn the light on. So we will go in the closet here, give you a view. This paper holder I got at a scrapbook meet I was at probably 10 years ago, and they didn't want to take it back to the store or ship it, so they were selling them, so I got it for like $50. I don't know if it was even that much. So this is where I store a lot of my 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And then in here, this is where I have my ribbons. This is an extra box of stuff. And then, let's see if I can do this without spilling. This whole cart, if you can see, is filled with ribbon all the way down. I try to do it by theme. Come back up here. You can see the paper. Top two are kind of specialty shelves, and then the rest is cardstock. And I have to do everything by rainbow assortment. That's just the way I am. So that's the way all my paper is. Then let's reorient you here. Come back up. I've got some here are my 6x6 pads. I didn't have many, and then all of a sudden I've got a lot. Not as many as a lot of other people have, but to me it's a lot. I have my 8x8s here. I have 8.5 by 11 paper there. I have my graphic 45 and specialty papers there and kits that I've gotten at scrapbook meets. One shelf up, I have some more paper pads of paper. That container has all my glitter papers. I have extra envelopes, more Silhouette dies. This is my chipboard, my cream and white 12 by 12s, my craft 12 by 12s. Then these shelves I'll back up. These shelves my husband put in for me, and I have things that I don't use very often. Well, I have paints, trims, buttons, foamies, that type of stuff. On this IKEA shelf here, I have Christmas, then Halloween, then a project from a vacation, my big Fiskars puncher. That box top is what I use to when I do sprays with my Lindy Stamp Gang or Glimmer Mist. I use that. Then this shelf is a shelf from IKEA that we got, and I just have, you know, general supplies on it, extra blades and stuff, scissors, just feathers, stuff like that. These are stamps that won't fit in my containers on my shelves in there. I have acrylics in the baskets on the shelves, and these are ones that don't fit or that I don't like anymore and I don't use very much, but I don't want to give them away. I have some of my big Martha Stewart punches on here. I have, I back up all my photos on an external hard drive, but I also back them up to CD-ROMs. And I keep that right at hand's reach, so if the house ever catches on fire, I'm going to grab my computer, my external hard drive, and my photo CD-ROMs. And I figure that way I've got it covered, and I won't lose, you know, years and years and irreplaceable pictures. So I have that. I have here, this is on this shelf. See, there's not a whole lot of room in here to do this, but I'm trying. On this shelf I have rainbow ordered 12 by 12 paper. I've got some colored flowers. Colored flowers in there. That's where I keep a lot of my I Am Roses also, and then Wild Orchid Crafts. Sorry. And then just junk down below in those two shelves. I have my sewing machine down there, and, you know, some photo albums and whatnot down below. So just kind of a mishmash in here. Other supplies. I keep these plastic containers when I'm working on a project. Let's see, did I miss anything in here? Oh, and I guess you could say I have an envelope fetish too. I have every color envelope. If you watch my Hollows Papercraft haul, there's a store on the west side of Cleveland where they sell envelopes real cheap, so I do a lot of cards, so I get envelopes. So I have every envelope that I have is on there, and I do that with, that's the A2s, and I do the same thing with the A6s also. And then back out so I don't make anybody too dizzy. And then the very top shelf, which I couldn't really show you and get an angle at, that's just stuff that I don't really use anymore, but I'm not willing to give away. I've been scrapping long enough, and I keep my supplies long enough that what was in went out and is now back in again. So, you know, if you keep stuff long enough, it comes back into fashion. This cabinet here, I've got some folders with some stuff that might be crafting one day. I have my 12 by 12 there. I put photos in there that, you know, maybe one of these years, maybe when I retire, I'll get around to scrapping. I look through them occasionally, but I've also have them on my computer, so I look at them there a lot. So that's in that cabinet. So, bang. And then over here, ouch, just stubbed my toe. And then over here, I have a lot of 4x6 cut cardstock. These are all various shades of white and cream that I use for the inside of cards. These sometimes I'll use as card fronts. These are my silvers and golds and bronze and copper and all that kind of stuff. Again, I get all those at Hollows. Then these are my usable A2s split by color because I couldn't fit them all in one envelope. That's all my A6s and then other storage stuff all the way to the top. But, you know, if I get this down, excuse me, I'll show you how I store my envelopes. So, you know, this is like red through green, and then the other box is the blues, purples, whites, and creams, and blacks. So that's how I store them, and believe it or not, I do go through a lot of them. I make lots of cards for people. My mother sends lots of notes. I make all kinds for her. She's 86, and she sends them to the old people. So, I'll pan this way. I'm standing at the window, and this is what the room looks like. So, thanks for sharing my craft room with me today, and have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.